Why is it that there are some negative reviews online around Plunge?
It hurts us to see. We take the feedback, we try and improve every single day.
How did you guys get into sauna manufacturing?
Eric's like, I got the place. I basically hired the staff next door. Their corporate office decided to shut that factory down. So now we're fully in a bind. This product's public. Eric has this genius idea who is basically like,
what's up guys, Dave Moss Jr. here, and I'm here at the Plunge headquarters and factory with one of the co-founders, Ryan Dewey, and today we're gonna answer some of the toughest questions as a founder and a pioneer in the wellness space. I just have a list of questions that I wanna ask. I'd just love to get your opinion and get your answers on them. And we're gonna start with the number one question. Why is it that there are some negative reviews online around Plunge?
well, it hurts us to see when there's a negative review or someone has a bad experience. We always do our best to make it right and set it up. I think being a pioneer in the space sets us up for that. You know, we started in a garage. We've launched multiple generations of product. I think at our scale, we probably have more product out there than every cold plunge company combined. So when I always look through that framework, because look, I hate it as much as anyone to see someone having a bad experience. Something we talk about internally. It's something we take very, very seriously. But I kind of have to step back at moments and be like, man, when you at that scale, there is going to be things that happen. And then it's how we show up to handle it and the process and systems that we do to improve the product. And I think that's something I'm most proud of what we do. We never where we're at, the room we're in with these products, these are multi-generation later. It takes a lot of investment, a lot of time. We have a team of engineers and they just consistently work to improve the product. So I think, being a company that's pioneers in the space, building, chillers and cold plunges it's a very complicated product. It's like, I always think of, there's a multi-billion-dollar service and repair network in air conditionings. Cold plunges aren't a very different product than that. It's a compressor, it's cooling water, it lives in all different environments, it's always on. So it is a complicated piece of machinery. We want to make it as seamless as possible, as durable as possible for a customer, but it is a complicated piece, and we've learned a lot over the years on how to improve it. So I think we take the feedback, we try and improve every single day, and that's the best we can do.
I love it. And I think for me, being able to be a part of kind of not launching your product, but just being a part of one of the original reviews of the iconic Plunge, and all the way to now, we're looking at your newest infrared sauna that hasn't even launched yet. To me, it's exciting to have watched and seen the growth and seen that you didn't just kind of stay stagnant, stay in your lane. This is the one product we're going to have, and we're going to just stay here. You've constantly improved and made improvements to not only just how the product looks, but how the product performs, and then also your customer experience, your customer service. I'm kind of like that middle ground. A lot of people reach out to me and ask for help, and it's became very easy for me now to get them help, and I appreciate that. The next question I want to ask is, and I'm kind of going to step into product development. What made you guys decide to stick with this iconic look? I feel like all of the Plunge products from probably the past 2 years have had a very strategic and specific design and the lines and stuff. Where did that come from?
A lot of that is Mike, my co-founder. Mike is the product guy. He has a clear vision of what aesthetics and design should look like. So that started from day one in the garage. He had a very clear look that we wanted. And from there, we also had a brand that we wanted to develop. And we wanted it to always have a look. When you see a Plunge product, it's that's a Plunge product. You don't need to see the logo to know what it is. And I think we've done that with the sharp angles, the tight look. We also like it to be very functional. Everything we do, from our saunas to being ergonomic and how they fit together, and how the Plunge is a very efficient use of space. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about, even with the all-in. I'm looking at it over here. It is probably the tightest footprint for a fully integrated unit that performs the way that it does. That's something that's not really discussed very often, and it's super efficient use of space. It cools as good or better than any product on the market. You have plenty of room on the inside, but it doesn't take a lot of space up in your house. Things like that we just really try and look at and really think first principles. What are subtle things that you might not even think about that go into the product that make a good customer experience, but also it matches kind of our brand ethos, our look, our feel. So I give a ton of credit to Mike on that. He's always driven us in that direction. And I think now, from those constraints that we had early, now when a product launches, it fits within we have a sandbox that we're working from.
I love it. And I think it's fun because you can clearly tell when you're looking at any wellness space what a Plunge product is, even without the branding. You don't even need branding anymore. Your product is the brand, which is super cool. So yesterday we got to spend some time. We actually went to the factory where you build your saunas. And that was my second time there. And it's always so interesting to me to see that literally every single piece of wood that goes into your sauna is handcrafted. I got to see stacks and piles of Japanese cedar that was sitting there ready to go through a jig and get precisely cut for what it was designed for. And I just want to let you have the opportunity to share the story that you shared with me yesterday. How did you guys get into sauna manufacturing? Because I don't think a lot of people who are watching or listening to this know that saunas that you buy more than likely have gone through a manufacturing plant that is not actually that brand's manufacturer. There's only a handful of you. What got you into that?
It was more out of circumstance. It was not so originally we launched the Plunge. That was our product. We had no intention to get it into sauna. Our customers asked us, would you ever build a sauna, or who do you recommend? We polled our customers. It was 40% were in market there. Let's design our own sauna. It was a traditional sauna is what we wanted to focus on. So we designed this sauna with this group out of Wisconsin. And we spent about 12 months designing and developing the product, and they were always going to manufacture it. When it came time to manufacture, they weren't at the speed and ultimately the capability we needed for them to be for our brand. So long story short, our current VP of Ops at the time was from another factory that was actually we shared a building with. They were a custom packaging company. They built for Tesla, SpaceX, they're basically a woodworking factory that built this custom packaging. At the time, Eric, we were kind of in a bind because we needed a manufacturer and we needed it quick. We had this product. We started to have some early orders from our early customers in, and we were kind of stuck with a manufacturer. So Eric's like, I got the place. I basically hired the staff next door. They have the machinery. They just never built a sauna, but they have, and at the core of it, they've built saunas. And so we worked with them. We thought we had the contract signed. We went even more public. We're ready to sell and produce these. Long story short, their corporate office decided to shut that factory down and let us know, which I wasn't aware of because we had started to market the product. So now we're fully in a bind. This product's public. Eric has this genius idea who is basically like, let's just go negotiate with them and take over the factory. So we go over, we say, hey, what if we buy your equipment off you and we hire all your teams? So we walked over the next day with QR codes. If the employee, we basically said, hey guys, this factory is being shut down. If you want a job here tomorrow, sign up for this QR code. Our HR will process you and we guarantee you a job. Everyone signed up. Basically overnight, we took over sauna manufacturing. We still have people from that that was with Transpac at the time that joined our company. So to your question of how we got into it, it was definitely one of those entrepreneurial moments where it's we have to solve a very serious problem right now. And it wasn't in our scope of woodworking and manufacturing, but we've learned a lot over the way, and it's allowed us to accelerate the development of that product at a much faster pace. We now are making almost 10x what we were making originally with that same space that we were in, just with process improvement, team getting better, true craftsmanship. That's a very stable team over there. So it's I think it's one of the coolest behind the scenes stories that we've had.
I love it. I'm so glad we get to share it, because when you told me that story, I had no idea. I just assumed you were like, we're going to do sauna. This is a cool spot. We're going to just start building saunas here. So hearing that story takes my respect level for what it actually is and how it came about to a whole new level. So we're here at your factory right now. We're in the contrast room where we have your newest product sitting behind us. I want to get to, that's the last question I want to ask you about. Okay. But I do want to ask you, what would you say to people who are like, oh man, Plunge is just a white labeled product that's designed and built and everything over in China, and they just ship them to your door unfortunately a lot of brands do. What's your response to that?
I think we're anything but that. There is, I think it's important to understand the process. We own every bit of our design. This is all designed, developed, engineered in-house. And then, and that takes anywhere from 12 to 24 months just on that process. And then, we have partners in China that work, and these aren't just your everyday, these aren't cold plunge partners. These are true high-level manufacturers out there doing in the electronics industry, in the HVAC industry, different industries that we've worked and really scoped over the years to build relationships with to take on our product. And it's one that we own from the sub-manufacturers. We own every part that comes into it. It's not we own from every piece of part that's manufactured in it, we have the relationship with that vendor. We have quality control, boots on the ground in every one of our factories, actual Plunge employees that are under our payroll that work out there. We own the tools. Every part is custom to ours. Like, think of our filter canister and things that are like, that's its own tool. Every mold that you see in the Plunge, that's a tool that we had to go develop, that we had to purchase, and it takes time. And again, we've talked about, we've talked about this, the full multi-generations of products, all the feedback we get, things that we improve. So it's, something that China has some of the greatest manufacturing that has ever been created. They have infrastructure, and there are levels to it. There are Temu level products that are out there to some of the world's greatest, products that are developed out of there. Tesla, Apple are out of China for a reason and work through there. And so I think, but it's taken us a lot of time to find the right partners, people that are at the level that can take, that have real-time feedback that we can work with. We have a real bidding process that goes on. If a product doesn't work, we are immediately on to the next vendor, and we work through it. So it's something that allows us, I think, to create the product that we want, meet the price points that we want, while also having a lot of control over the development of our product. And all the product, you guys see the behind the scenes, you've shown it. We have, a huge team here in the United States that the product goes through assembly, testing, quality control, logistics, packaging. Like, there's a lot that goes into here. We even have our own hot workstation. So we actually can do manufacturing in this facility. So if something doesn't meet spec, our team can actually work on it as opposed to sending it back. Like, things like that are, it's just, there's ways to do it most efficiently, and I think the best, and this is the route, and it's taken us years to really develop this infrastructure.
And I can say, as somebody who has been invited to see like behind the scenes at other manufacturers, like, this is it is the most impressive factory that I've been to. I would love to go overseas at some point and start seeing how some of the other brands' products are actually built, because they don't even see it. A lot of it's built in China and then shipped directly to consumer. Being able to go behind the scenes and see every step of this process transparently, you're kind of, I would say, like a pioneer in even that space, because like I'm getting to see proprietary processes and steps, and you're like, dude, go film it. I want people to see. I want customers to see how this is done. And even other brands who might want to jump into this space, like, I feel like it would be a little overwhelming after seeing the video I'm going to be dropping here on how the Plunge All-In is made. Like, there's so many more touch points. I overheard from one of the guys yesterday, 125 point inspection happens from pickup, installation, and shipping. Like, there's so much that happens before a product gets shipped. It's impressive. So
that's just, I think the 125 point, that's just in our US facility. We have, like I said, quality control Plunge employees in Asia that are working on the product, and that goes through that plus more just to get through that line. So we take a lot of, and that wasn't built overnight. I think that's like the important call out is like, our big thing is we're just committed to improving. Like, it's our company. We are users of this product before anything, and we're, keep getting better. And I think it's obviously from where we come 6 years ago to today is, it's taking a lot of hard work and a lot of deep, honest look into what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. So the last question I have for you is, like, I've been able to see, and thank you for your partnership. Like, I'm at the point now in my career where I get to choose the brands that I partner with, and I have a lot of vetting that goes into that, and I love our partnership. I love being able to test out and see and experiment with your products before they even hit market. Speaking of that, I'd love to talk to you about the invention of what an infrared sauna can actually be, and that's what's sitting behind us. Tell me, what all went into your new infrared sauna?
So we're about 24 months in to this development product. It's by far the deepest we've gone into our making a product production ready. There's different layers called DVT, and that's a development process. We are on our 5th DVT, which basically means we are 5 steps removed from when we would originally thought this was production ready. That's very rare in a product world. Infrared obviously is a category that's been around, which, again, where can we differentiate? What is a product that we don't just want to launch a product just for the sake of launching a product? Light going out right there. So again, we wanted something iconic that looked like the Plunge, just from an aesthetic. So there's an aesthetic vibe. But we can also look at everything else out there and improve it. And that's down to the the electrical work and how it's done. If it ever needs to be serviced, the lighting that's in it, the heat, that was the big one. We wanted something that can get up to 175 degrees heat. We've really positioned our company around high heat saunas. We're like, if we're gonna do an infrared, it has to be high heat. It takes a long time to create a product that can hold up in a high heat while also having used for contrast therapy. So that was something that took a really long time, sourcing the right, infrared panels that we're using. We wanted something that had red light accessibility. Not everything can go that high heat. We wanted, it obviously need to plug into our app ecosystem. We wanted something with a UI that was very distinct. So while infrared's industry that's been out there, and there's a lot that has been done well, it gave us an opportunity to be like, okay, what's well, what is good, let's make great. And I think it's definitely our most wow factor product that it's one that we're really excited to show people and share with people. I mean, just even like the lighting strips and how it goes into doing one on the floor. It took that a lot of development to have lighting that can be 360 degrees around the unit, having comfortable backrest and seating. Even the design, you'll notice, like, you don't even really notice, but the far infrared panels on the backside are all integrated into the unit. Usually the panels are on the back and you can't really lean against them, where we wanted it to be like really cohesive with the unit. So man, we're really fired up. We think it's going to be I think it's going to go really well in commercial, having a sauna that can sell there. We have the 120 outlet that can really go into a plug and play into anyone's home, high heat. That can get up to 160 just on your regular outlet. And then we have our 220, and those get up to 175 with red light panel accessibility.
It's incredible. Well, I have a full review of the product that's going to be hitting the channel pretty soon. And my first impressions of this were literally walking into this room. I never saw a picture. I never got a leak. I never asked for one. I was super stoked that I was coming on this trip to be able to see and test this out. And literally I walked in the room, my expectations were low. It's like infrared sauna, it's just a box with heat. Like, how cool can they have made it? It freaking blew my mind. So I think it's actually a sauna that I literally want, because it could be a centerpiece in any home gym. So great work there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Ryan, thank you so much for having me. Thanks for hosting me, letting me come back behind the scenes, seeing everything here. It's one of those unique experiences I'm blessed to have. So thank you for the long-term partnership, the friendship, the brotherhood, and for making an incredible product that I feel comfortable recommending to my viewers. If you guys have any questions, pop them down in the comments below. See you guys in the next video. Have a great day, my friends, and God bless.